6 mistakes that new landlords make, and the first one will actually surprise you. Let's go check them out. All right, guys. So number one is the non-screening your tenants. There's a lot of new landlords that just meet someone, a family friend, or somebody that just puts somebody inside their unit without actually truly screening them. So I want to share with you on some statistics on this because you really need to get their credit score, the FICO score, understanding where they're at. Because guys, if you were in the FICO score of 580 or below, that has a 61% chance of them defaulting on their loans or their credit cards, their rent, their mortgage, whatever it might be. So gotta watch that. Anything above 700 or over is classified as a good rate that you were kind of looking for that. So you want about 60% of the people that have a 700 or over credit score. So that's kind of where you're looking, wanting to find that somebody who's got that credit score. So you can at least start off knowing that you have a less opportunity or less percentage opportunity of them not making their rental payments. Number two is underestimating repairs. Guys, I know that, doing real estate and owning my own rentals, I understand what I can see when you walk through, but make sure that you get a nice home inspection or have somebody come through the property, electrician, HVAC people, because things do break. We actually have some things that some are weekly. We have things that we have to send in plumbers, we have to send in HVAC people, water heater repairs, water leaks, things of that nature on a weekly basis with the rentals that we have. So keep in mind that you want to generally estimate about 10% of the rent coming in and put that away and put that aside for these things that kind of come up. So you want to look at that. We just recently did a $36,000 roof on a new Victorian. So those are type of things that not a lot of people will have that much money sitting around to be able to put on a new roof. So make sure you are saving these in your rentals and putting that money aside. Do not just go out and think that, oh, I got positive cash flow and then go spend that money. Save that money. Number three is not putting everything in writing. So let me give you a couple examples. Pets, long-term guests. We've had some people that have actually stayed long-term and all of a sudden they just kind of inherited and being in there. And that's basically called squatting. And then the rights and the opportunities for a landlord to remove somebody out of your house that's not on your lease gets very complicated. So make sure that everything is in writing when it comes also down to parking. We have a few units that we have certain parking spaces that we've had some feuds over people in the current tenants of who's parking in whose spot. So, discuss that, make sure that is in writing there as well. And then number four is failing to budget for vacancies. Make sure that you guys understand that you will have vacancies. I really enjoy having my tenants where I will ask them as they give me their 30-day notice. I'll say, hey, do you mind if you're okay with me showing on a certain designated time of having an open house and showing the property so I can be able to jumpstart that and not wait for that tenant to completely move out and then you have 30 days of vacancy looking for a particular new tenant. So maybe have that conversation with them as they're coming in and saying, hey guys, I'd love to, if when you guys end up moving, if you don't mind helping me out. That way you can actually find a tenant and set it up right away. So you only have maybe a few days worth of vacancy and cleaning and stuff versus 30 to 45 days of making that payment and then having that vacancy. All right, so number five is not inspecting the properties between the tenants when they're coming in and coming out. So you guys remember that we've had some experiences. Some of we have some homes that are not here locally, and we've had going off trust and going off of pictures and things of having an individual tenant who's leaving send some pictures of the stove, the refrigerator. Okay, make sure they open that stove. Doing a video walkthrough is great, but it's still a little hard to see through a video walkthrough if the stove and inside the oven and things are clean. But you got to make sure that you do that and find somebody maybe on site if you have somebody doing your property management or somebody a little bit further out on that to make sure that you have that really clear of what that is. We actually, if you guys are welcome to DM me, I'm happy to send you this over, but it's basically a checklist that if we come in and we find these certain things, it's a checklist of every single thing from cleaning the oven to the refrigerator to a broken socket to a broken screen or missing screen and what a cost associated with that is. So when they leave, then when I have them sign that now, and then when they leave, then we go through that list, and if there's anything that is missing, we take that out of their deposit as well. So wanted just to keep that in mind, that make sure you do inspections. And I also like to have them, the new tenant that moves in, I said, look, I want you in the first 3 days, I want you to go through and take pictures and note everything that you feel that is a broken or non-functioning or something that is an issue that we A, can come in and actually fix, and B, just to be able to have that written record of that as well. I would say number 6 is just maybe being too nice to your tenant. If they're actually late on payment, don't, just charge them the late fee. If you start getting really nice with them and being nicey buddies and stuff and going out to dinner and meeting with them, it just causes some issues and concerns, because they're always going to call you and say, hey, I have a little bit late on my payment. Where are we going to be? Again, I'm a little bit nice on that aspect. I'm a little bit nice to individual people going through hard times, and I have the opportunity and the other income to be able to help subsidize that. And yes, well, you get burned a few times where you get behind $2,000-3,000 worth of rent, and then they move out, and then you're basically lost that money. So being too nice sometimes can backfire, but certainly understand that you have your rights and they have theirs as well. So guys, I hope these tips have helped you. If you're looking at getting into investing and buying homes, I think it's fantastic. You can get property managers if you wish. It's not that expensive to do so, or you can manage it yourself. Happy to answer any other questions. Feel free to subscribe, DM me. Happy to talk. Have a wonderful day. Take care.